Good evening, ladies and gents. It's the Hood Mystic back again for another episode of this week in Astrology, brought to you by www.hoodmystic.com. If you want to check out the article that I wrote on this week in Astrology, focused on the new moon in Scorpio, take a look at that. It's a powerful read. So today I'm just going to hit you with some information, bang bang, real tight, real smooth, and just leave it at that. So we're going to talk about Scorpio, and we're going to talk about the new moon in Scorpio and what it means. And we're also going to talk about the dark moon goddesses and the particular dark moon. And I found it super interesting today doing some web searching. This new moon is actually directly opposed the latest planet that they found in the sky, quote unquote found. It is the planet of Sedna. Now, as above, so below, right? Sedna is the farthest planet in our solar system and is like the deepest part of space. Sedna in mythology represents the Pacific Island deity that reigns over the lower parts of the ocean. So getting into, and ironically, they found the planet November 14th, 2003. So me finding that out, I had to kind of put together this article in reverence to Sedna, in reverence to Olokun, as kind of like the anniversary. So Ashe to the deep water goddesses that we generally don't pay attention to because we are caught up in all of this life shit. And so we are going to discuss the transformative power of Scorpio, the transformative power of the third decan of Scorpio in particular. So each constellation is broken up into 3 decans, 3 parts of a particular astrological sign. So the third decan is more of the Phoenix variety aspect of Scorpio. So generally, when you have a new moon in the third decan, represents complete transformation. In particular, this is the darkest part of this particular transit, right before it goes and rises back up for the winter solstice. So we're dealing with dark energy, and when I keep saying dark to kind of scare you a little bit, because I know that people are generally afraid of the dark, but the dark holds wealth and power, though. And if I say dark and you get scared, that's not a reflection of me. That is a reflection of you and your lack of information on dark moon and dark goddesses. Goddesses like Pambagita, which we've talked about. Goddesses like Kali, which we've talked about. Goddesses like Olokun. So, transformation, meaning going from one point to another point and not going back to that other point. Thus, when you deal with a specific liminal deity or a transitional deity, is meaning I can admit that I'm here, but I want to get over there. And so you can understand why a liminal deity don't get much play and much fanfare, because the trick is to get you to be happy where you're at, for a specific purpose of keeping you in this automatic state where you just unconsciously living. And so what is happening? We have normalized rape. We have normalized the abuse of children. We have normalized aggressive masculine behavior in the workplace. And so when the sun enters Scorpio from the lady with the Miami Bills football coach dealing with the prostitute, him losing his job, Harvey Weinstein, him being the most powerful man in Hollywood, really using his power to really disrespect women. And so Scorpio is a feminine energy for one. It's a water energy for one, and it's extremely vast and is nurturing at the same time, and it is helping you get out of those difficult situations and transition into more positive situations. If you can be one thou wow with your aggressor or oppressor, if you can be truthful, if you can speak truth to power, and that's what we're seeing in the news. And so a lot of what we're going to see is this alternative parenting thing kind of blow up, and a closer look into teenage depression. It's starting now, but leading up into the new moon, which is November 18th, you can really pay attention to your children, especially if you have older teenage children, and kind of talk to them, and keep it real with them, because they're like, if your children are in public school, they're getting lied to 8 hours of the day, and they have to keep up this fake facade and all of this pressure that really doesn't matter. So what we have is a lot of children turning into drug addicts at earlier ages, dealing with levels of depression, dealing with levels of suicide, that as parents we have to look at other alternative spiritual alternatives and different ways to talk to our children, because the old ways, the normalities and things of that nature, it just won't work. So if we want to look at how we've normalized rape culture, the president has been found on tape saying he will grab girls by the pussy, and this is the highest job in the country. And if this is the bar that we're setting, a man that will grab females by the pussy, then, like, you know, the masculine and money and power and what people think that they can do with that is completely absurd. And so this energy that has been taking place over the past month, but will lead into a whole year-long process, because Jupiter is in Scorpio for a whole year. So it's going to be continuously shining the light towards negativity. And so if you find yourself subjugated or oppressed or a victim in any sort, it's up to you to begin to speak truth into power and really access, you know, your power and your ability to not be oppressed and not be walked over, because that's an illusion within itself that one must overcome. So just really, even the correspondences to this water, Eminem and Beyonce put out a song called Walk on Water, and talking about how, you know, even if I don't really walk on water, I'll walk on it when it's frozen over type deal. Yeah, if I really, for real, if I did walk on water, I'd drown, and I'm just like you. And really, to a certain level, that's a fact. Like, because we all breathe the same air, and once air gets into our lungs, it becomes a magical apparatus that allows us to live all simultaneously in this moment. Air is the benefactor for that. So to that point, we are all the same. But more to the point of generating your own success, generating your own creativity, really dealing with the depths of your subconscious mind, really journaling your dreams and letting your dreams guide you, letting your visions guide you, and not being so focused on external stimuli, really dealing with the silence and darkness of the moon, especially for these 3 days, today being November 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, are perfect days to get into ritualization, even the preparation for ritualization. And if you want to do something on the 18th, a perfect time to really do work, to really align with your intentions, because this is just a powerful time. And I'm saying this because generally I tell people about portals and things of that nature, and they do nothing. And then they become sad. And generally, I don't feel sorry for them, because we have these discussions on a weekly basis. And if you do not use your energy, then somebody will use your energy for you. And that's just the facts of this. So through concentration and focus on a particular goal, nothing is impossible. Now, if you are distracted and stagnant, then the inverse is true for you in a negative sense, because we're dealing with planetary influences that are unavoidable based upon you not really taking any chances and really not putting or using what has been put around you. And that's really it for the new moon. It's going to be change in the way that we view our lives, because this is a transformation for the whole planet. If you haven't noticed, it has been an earthquake in Iraq and Iran, and this is like a major deal, based upon the earth and the transformation from which we're going to see more of that type of behavior as far as nature rearing its head. And depending on where you live, depending on your actual natal chart, like this hits home to me because my girl, her birthday is November 19th, a day after, the new moon in Scorpio. So generally, I know, like, she touches, like she kisses the full moon. So changes are for her, in store for her, which by default means changes are in store for me. And generally, are you prepared for positivity, or you just don't know and you kind of just in limbo? That's the scary part. Just generally making those minor changes is going to really bring major results if you take heed of the energy, if you work with Olokun, if you do your due diligence on Olokun, if you understand the deep recesses of your mind and learn to tap into that through the darkness and the silence and the concentration and the focus of yourself, and not so scatterbrained and ADHD and always want to be doing some shit. So that's it for this week in astrology. I just wanted to speak real quick on the chakra workshop, just if people are not hip to it and what it's actually doing for us. So what we've been doing it for 4 weeks now, and what I've come to find out is that chakra work is an abundance course. It's a prosperity teaching. It's a boost in health. It's a boost in sexual. It makes the man sexually disciplined. It makes the woman sexually ready, which produces amazing sexual experiences. Whatever you into, it's a marriage counselor. It helps you become a better parent. It helps you think clearer. It helps you become more creative, more happier, more focused on the shit that you need to do. It'll help you become a better employer, a better employee, a better fucking driver. Like, it is like the shit. And I just want to invite people to the chakra workshop. We had these talks every Sunday, and then I come in like maybe towards Thursday or Friday and just, touch on different aspects of the chakras. But it's an extremely fun build, because what I come to notice is that everybody is talking about something, but they is not talking about this shit. Because once you discuss the chakras, then you no longer can be black and conscious, or a woman's rights, or Black Lives Matter. Like, you can't even be a good mom or a good father. Like, you trust your spirit, and your spirit then does, like, put it on super mode, and it replenishes you spiritually. So the spiritual energy, right, that is like get you popping, and your magnetism and all of this shit. By doing the chakra work, it's kind of like you filling up your spiritual energy tank, and I'm telling you, life gets easier. Like new house status, like possibilities, confirmations, and just like, okay, you may be at a point where you do not know what the fuck you are doing, what you are doing it for. But you will find the purpose of your life when you do chakra work. So it's not for me, it's for you. So we're doing the work, 7 days, 7 weeks. And we're actually putting the course together, putting the documents together to begin to help people. Because people are talking about a lot of shit, but they ain't talking about this. Because the ego is a motherfucker, and it'll have you running through hoops, jumping through loops, and not going anywhere. And you think that you are making progress, but at a certain point you hit a wall, and that was what you get to call depression and not knowing left from right. And you could have supported every black business, went to every lecture, got every t-shirt, took care of your kids, been a great human being, watched your diet, did everything right that you thought you could do as a human, and still be at a point where you still scratching your head. Because you can't help nobody, you can't help yourself, you don't understand what this life is about. You think that life is about something, you think that life is about acquiring money, you think that life is about, if you don't got money, then it's something else, fuck money, or you know what I'm saying, it's never a point of satisfaction. And doing the chakra work, we find a great deal of satisfaction, and even the difficult aspects of the relationship, the shit that you afraid to talk about, doing the chakra work gives you the confidence and the comfort level with your partner to be really, really honest with them. And from that point of honesty and truth and love and work, you begin to repair the relationship. So even if you think you got a good relationship, you can have a better relationship when you begin to align the chakras together. And this is just a different level of relating that we need to start and share this shit with the world. This is a platform for us to begin to minister and help people on a divine level in a way that makes sense, and it don't bring me no joy. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give a shit. I'm just saying the goddamn truth. So it's like you either gonna feel it or not feel it, and see it or not see it. This is the solution for everything. chakra work. And so, check us out, www.hoodmystic.com. That's the blog, where you can see a lot of the written work, where another aspect where niggas will talk to you for a whole hour, where you need a whole book of documentation and references. Generally, I don't speak to you guys without written outline of what I'm talking about, because I want to give you something to actually research. And I know people don't generally take notes, they listen passively. So if it's something that you might need to refer to, you can hit the website up, hoodmystic.com. It's a wonderful search feature. You can generally just type different concepts and shit, it just pop up from all different types of realms. Because I've been doing this for a while, just being spirit led. So it's going to continue to grow. So I just want to invite you guys to the site, and I appreciate everybody and anybody who decided to listen. This is the Hood Mystic. I'm signing out, man. New moon in Scorpio. Do some magic, man. Peace.